Yeah, hello everyone. Good morning and welcome to Moonbound with Ken, the Crypto Realist. In today's edition or in today's video, we're going to be talking about introduction or intro into cryptocurrency and blockchain for beginners. And right here is a listed table of contents which we are going to be discovering, which we're going to be discussing about. And at the end of this discussion, I'm very sure you will be able to have a general knowledge, a level of knowledge about blockchain, cryptocurrency, and everything that has to do with the crypto world. So these are what we're gonna be discussing today. What is blockchain? What is cryptocurrency? What is Bitcoin? What is altcoin? Difference between a coin and a token, which people generally make a mistake about them. Um, what is Bitcoin mining and mining generally? Proof of works, proof of stake, smart contracts. How do you earn cryptocurrency? What is trading cryptocurrency? What is investing in cryptocurrency? These are little things we're going to be talking about in today's video. And as we go down, these are going to be like keywords and their meaning. These keywords, this explains the keywords which maybe you're not in the space, because in the crypto space we use a lot of vocabularies or a lot of words which are not common on a day-to-day lifestyle. So things like nodes simply means a node in the world of a digital currency is a computer that connects to a cryptocurrency network. That is what node is all about. So it states a node in the world of digital currency is a computer that connects to a cryptocurrency network. The node or computer supports the network. It supports its through validation and relaying transactions. A blockchain consists of numerous blocks of data. These blocks of data are stored on nodes. So a node acts as a storage also of data and also helps relay transactions and the crypto and the blockchain and the crypto space. Okay, that is what a node is, and that can be compared to small servers on a blockchain. All the nodes are connected to each other, and they continuously exchange the newest information on the blockchain with other with each other. So a node is like how do I put it? A node is like a group of computers that are connected to achieve a common goal, either by relaying transaction or by validating transaction on the blockchain system, in the blockchain ecosystem, or in a blockchain, I mean to say. So what are blocks? So guys, we're going to be talking about what block means. Block simply means, like as it's explained here, blocks are data structures within the blockchain database where transaction data in a cryptocurrency blockchain are permanently recorded. A block records some or all of the most recent transactions not yet validated by the network. So a block simply acts as a ledger, a digital ledger, or a storage facility. Let's just say like a hard drive or a memory that keeps intact all transactions that is being run on a blockchain network. That is what a block simply means. So it further went to say once the data are validated, the block is closed. So once a transaction, let's say you're sending money from point A to point B, not actually money, you're sending a cryptocurrency, either a token or a crypto coin from wallet A to wallet B. So until that transaction is completed, then that block is closed. But once you initiate to send, a transaction is created, like it's created, a block is created. So the block is only closed once the transaction is completed. So that is what a block is. So a block is thus a permanent store of record that once written cannot be altered or removed. That is one good thing about blockchain and blocks, because it cannot be easily manipulated by people, or it cannot be manipulated by a hacker, because it's kind of difficult for you to be able to alter or stop or alter like an information on a blockchain server, not like our regular servers or the ones our regular ledgers and what have you, in what we work with on a day to day. So we go to the next keyword, which is a hard fork. What is a hard fork? A hard fork, as it relates to blockchain technology, is a radical change to a network's protocol that makes previously invalid blocks and transactions valid, or vice versa, that effectively results in two branches. So one that follows the previous protocol and one that follows the new version. A hard fork requires all nodes of users to upgrade to the latest version. The protocol of the protocol software, e.g. Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. So actually, what a hard fork is trying to say here is a situation whereby a parent company or a parent, I'm going to use something you would understand, a parent organization starts up a business and let's say you're not comfortable with the business or you're not, there are certain things that does not go well with you in the business, which the parent company does not want to change it. So what actually happens is because you're already together as one, but certain things you're not okay with it. I'm going to use the Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, for example, because in the early stage, it got to a stage whereby sending Bitcoin from a wallet to another wallet takes a lot of time. And because of that reason, there was a hard fork and Bitcoin Cash was created because Bitcoin Cash also runs on it also runs on the parent network, which is the Bitcoin network. But at the end of the day, they created theirs, whereby solving the problem Bitcoin has not solved at that time, which is high gas fees and high transaction fees, not gas fees. I mean high transaction fees, and it takes time to deliver. So, but Bitcoin Cash was able to solve that, whereby now you can send with low transaction fee, and also you realize the transactions go very fast. That is what happened when a hard fork took place between between Bitcoin Cash and BTC. So that is what happens when I had, like, the typical example I just gave is just how a hard fork tend to happen. An example of Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. We have other numerous or other cryptos who have gone through this phase also. But let's go to the next keyword and the meaning. The next one we're going to be talking about now is the hash. It's stated here, hash is a mathematical function that converts an input of arbitrary length into an encrypted output of a fixed length, which simply means a hash is a function that meets the encrypted demands needed to solve for a blockchain computation. So what this is actually saying is a hash rate is the number of times per second that computers on the Bitcoin network or any network are hashing data to verify transactions and perform encryption that secures the network. So that is in essence what that explanation is trying to say. So the next we're going to be talking about is cryptography. What is cryptography? It says there cryptography is the study and the study and practice of sending secure encrypted messages between two or more parties. Cryptography allows digital currency transaction to be pseudonymous, secure, and trustless with no bank or other intermediary required. In essence, what cryptography simply means is it's a study of secure communication technique that allows only the sender and intended recipient to view the content or to receive, like it's encrypted message, just put it that way, a message that is sent in an encrypted form. That is what cryptography is all about. So without further ado, we're talking about the keywords and their meaning, which we might find in the course of our study here, or the course of our learning about the fundamentals and basic of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in essence. So now the first question is, everyone is talking about Bitcoin and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is built on a blockchain technology. But before you tend to know what Bitcoin is all about and what Bitcoin is, what value Bitcoin is adding to an environment, to our environment these days, you need to understand the foundation at which Bitcoin was built on. And the foundation at which Bitcoin was built on is called a blockchain. Which a blockchain, as it says here, a blockchain is a distributed database. It's a distributed database that is shared among the nodes of a computer network. As a database, a blockchain stores information electronically in digital format. Blockchains are best known for their crucial role in cryptocurrency system, such as Bitcoin, for maintaining a secure and decentralized record of transactions. The innovation with the blockchain the innovation with the blockchain is that it guarantees the fidelity and security of a record of data and generates trust without the need for a trusted third party, which in essence, uh, with the aid of blockchain, you don't need either a third party or a broker or someone to help you uh, send. Let me use, because we're talking about cryptocurrency, and cryptocurrency literally means money. Like let's use an instance of you wanting to send money from uh let's say you're in Kenya, you're to send money from Kenya to the US. And if you're to go to the bank to do a transaction, uh let's say exceeding a certain amount of money, the bank is going to question you and ask why you're sending that money. And at the end of the day, if they agree to send the money, the transaction fee is always exorbitant. If you decide also, let me use, like, say, for instance, the MoneyGram or the Western Union. Whoa, that one also, yes, it can be fast. The person can go get it in a period of 10 minutes or 5 minutes, and the person can receive the money. But now, another thing you should consider also is the cost of transaction, which can also be exorbitant also. So, cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, what it has done in this stage, the blockchain technology, what it has done is you can be able, with the technology, with the brain behind or the power behind a blockchain, you can be able to send, uh, you can be able to send coin in a way of um, in a way of money from one spot to another, and it literally goes in minutes, and you don't even need to leave the comfort of your house, and you literally pay little or nothing for such transaction to be carried out. So that is one ideology or one thing blockchain has exposed each and every one of us to. Like it has helped us reduce stress and on certain questions which can abruptly arise when you're trying to run a transaction without any hassle. So let's go more. One key difference between a typical database and a blockchain is how the data is structured. A blockchain collects information together in groups known as blocks that hold set information. Blocks have certain storage capacities, and when it is filled, are closed and linked to the previously filled block, forming a chain of data known as blockchain. All new information that follows that freshly added block is compiled into a newly formed block that will then also be added to chain once filled. It further went to say a data usually structures its database usually structures its data into tables, whereas a blockchain, like its name implies, structures its data into chunks, which is blocks that are strung together. This data this data structure inherently makes an irreversible timeline of data when implemented in a decentralized nature. When a block is filled, it is set in stone and becomes part of this timeline. Each block in the chain is given an exact timestamp when it is added to the chain. How does blockchain work? Blockchain, how does blockchain work? The goal of blockchain is to allow digital information to be recorded and distributed, but not edited. In this way, a blockchain is the foundation for immutable ledgers or records or transactions that cannot be altered, deleted, or destroyed. This is why blockchain are also known as a distributed ledger technology, DLT. So this is typically explaining what I said earlier about transparency. Blockchain is giving us the transparency we don't get in this current day and this current dispensation. That is what blockchain does. An open ledger, let's say for instance, if I send you a Bitcoin or if I send you a coin, I sent you a crypto coin last year, as long as I have the transaction information, do you know I can also get it without it being altered the way it was done last year? That is one advantage about it. Like anything that is stored on the blockchain, you can always come back to see it the same way it was without it being altered or edited or by a hacker or something or someone trying to like manipulate the system for their own favor. It is merely or impossible for you to do it on a blockchain system. Okay, first proposed search project in 1991, the blockchain concept predicted its first widespread application in use. Bitcoin is what made blockchain became so popular in 2009. And since the use of blockchain has exploded via creation of various cryptocurrencies, decentralized finance application, non-fungible tokens, and smart contracts. So blockchain has really exposed us to a more trusted way of transaction, a more legitimate and a more accurate way of transaction than the current ways we've been working on previously. So, for instance, here's a table explaining a transaction process. Let's say, for instance, you're trying to send a Bitcoin or something. It's like a new transaction is entered. For instance, this is a new transaction, which is Bitcoin. Here, this is the new transaction, which is Bitcoin. And the transaction is then transmitted to a network of peer-to-peer computers scattered across the world, which are also known as nodes. I explained that earlier. This network of computers then solves the equation to confirm the validity of the transaction, which is hash. Like I said earlier on. Then the transaction, this is the hash rate. This area is the hash rate. Then here it says the transaction is completed, like from the hash rate. Then once confirmed, it becomes legitimate transaction. They are then clustered together into blocks, which I also explained earlier on. Then from blocks, these blocks are then chained, just like I explained. This The transaction has been completed, then is now a block. Then another one will be created for another transaction. So these blocks are then chained together, creating a long history of all transaction that has been permanent. Then the transaction is complete. So typically, all I have said here, the keywords is just what you've just seen here in a diagram. This is just it in the diagram. It is self-explanatory. You can see it here. So that is just it. Then we go down to what transparency, which I earlier said, the transparency when it comes to Bitcoin and the blockchain technology itself, not Bitcoin, because we've not gotten to the area of Bitcoin. So because of the decentralized nature of Bitcoin's blockchain, all transactions can be transparently viewed by either having a personal node or using blockchain explorers that allow anyone to see transaction occurring. So this explains why it is difficult for someone to lie to you. Let's say, for instance, you see the way you go to the banks, our normal system. You know, most ledgers, especially most ledgers that are built by either uh, a developer or something, can easily be manipulated by the developer in order to please whoever he's working for, in order to please whoever he's working for. In a situation of in this kind of situation, it is merely impossible for you to manipulate in the blockchain technology. So talking about transparency, it just really tells us how blockchain is transparent, and altering information on the blockchain technology is it's difficult, it's not possible. So we further so as we move ahead, we're talking about, is blockchain secure? Even without reading through what I've written down here, blockchain is the most secure network currently in the world, that I can guarantee, or that I can stand by. Blockchain technology achieves decentralized security and trust in several ways. To begin with, new blocks are always stored linearly and chronologically. That is, they are always added to the end of the blockchain after a block has been added to the end of the blockchain. After a block has been added to the end of a blockchain, it is extremely difficult to go back and alter the content. I have said that earlier, of the block, unless a majority of the network has reached a consensus to do so. That because each block contains its own hash, along with the hash of the block, along with the hash of the block before it. And well, as previously mentioned, timestamp. Hash codes are created by a mathematical function and turns digital information into a string of numbers and letters. If that information is edited in any way, then the hash code changes as well. which I also mentioned what hash means earlier. Then we further went, it further goes to say, let's say that a hacker, now it's trying to explain uh, how secure a blockchain might be. Now, it's like, let's say that a hacker who also runs a node on a blockchain network wants to alter a blockchain and steal cryptocurrency from everyone else. If they were to alter their own single copy, it would no longer align with everyone else's copy. When everyone else cross reference their copies against each other, they would see this one copy stands out, and that hacker's version of the claim would be cast away as illegitimate. Succeeding with such a hack would require that the hacker simultaneously control and alter 51% or more of the copies of the blockchain so that their new copy becomes the majority copy, and thus the agreed upon chain such and thus the agreed upon chain. Such an attack would also require immense amount of money and resources, as they would need to redo all of the blocks because they would now have different timestamps and hash codes. Due to the size of many cryptocurrency networks and how fast they are growing, the cost to pull off such a a feat probably would be insurmountable. This would be not extremely expensive but also likely fruitless. Doing such a thing would not go unnoticed, as network members would see such drastic alterations to the blockchain. The network members would then hard fork off to a new version, which I already explained what a hard fork is earlier, into a new version of the chain that has not been affected. This would cause the attack version of the token to plummet in value, making the attack ultimately pointless, as the bad actor has control of a worthless asset. The same would occur in if the bad actor were to attack the new fork of Bitcoin. It is built this way so that taking part in network is far more economically incentivized than attacking it. I hope you understand what I've just stated or what I've just read, because this simply tells you that, in essence, what this is trying to say is, if you're trying to pull a scam or a hack on a blockchain network, and let's say you're trying to hack a particular crypto coin, you would literally, whatever you're trying to hack, you would literally spend the same amount of money which you want to use to hack. You literally spend the same amount of money, which will enable, like, let's say you want to hack and get a certain amount of money. So if you're going to spend the same amount of money getting the gadget and whatever you need to run such a hack, then don't you think it's stupid going forward with such a hack? It doesn't make sense. So that is why it's almost impossible, if not impossible, to carry out a hack on a blockchain network, and on the blockchain network. It is just impossible to do so. So now we've been able to understand what blockchain is, the transparency, is blockchain secure, and how a transaction is being processed using Bitcoin as an example. So this should explain to you how, whenever you're sending a Bitcoin from a wallet to another wallet, this is the process it goes through, which, if you listen to things I've said earlier, you would be able to understand properly what I've just stated. So as we go down, we're going to be talking about what cryptocurrency is. What is cryptocurrency? The word cryptocurrency, Bitcoin cryptocurrency, everyone is talking about it every day. A cryptocurrency, or crypto, is a digital currency designed to work as a medium of exchange through a computer network that is not reliant on any central authority, such as a government or a bank, to uphold or maintain it. This type of currency uses a blockchain technology, which I've already explained in details, the transparency and how a blockchain technology works, which is considered secure because it is capable of establishing distributed consensus even among untrustworthy parties. Cryptocurrency block Cryptocurrency blockchains resemble old-fashioned bookkeeper's ledger, except that the ledger is electronic and everyone with access to the ledger can also be the bookkeeper. Since your cryptocurrencies aren't physical but digital, a lot of people tend to ask, how can one purchase, save, or secure their cryptocurrency if they decide to invest in crypto? So, cryptocurrency can be purchased in what we call an exchange, just as we have banks in our regular lives. Exchanges stands as banks in the crypto ecosystem. Examples of exchanges are Binance.com, Crypto.com, Hotbit.com, etc. After purchasing your crypto, another question is, how can it be saved? These exchanges tend to provide what we call wallets. For every crypto coin you purchase, they all have their unique wallet address. Be it Ethereum or Bitcoin, the wallet in question can be described as an account which you open in a regular bank account in today's world or in our day-to-day life. Furthermore, we have two types of exchanges, which are centralized and decentralized exchanges. Just as we also have two types of wallet, cold or hot wallet. But these are what we will be talking about furthermore in the video, just for you to get heads up or have a heads up about it. So we have a centralized and a decentralized exchange, and a hot and a cold wallet. So now we go down types of cryptocurrency exchanges. A centralized exchange. A centralized exchange, which for short is called CX, are organizations that coordinate cryptocurrency trading on a large scale using similar business model to traditional asset exchange like stock exchange, and exchanges are essentially marketplace. So what a centralized exchange simply means is uh, it's an exchange that has been built just like the way you have your banks and other commercial ventures or commercial buildings, where like the stock exchange and what have you, which there is a process they follow for you to have yourself registered on them. I'm going to use Binance for instance as our example or a case study in this scenario. So let's say for instance you log on to the Binance.com address, and you sign up with an email. Once you sign up with an email, yes, you're going to be registered, but you might not be able to run any transaction once you sign up on Binance because you're not known by the you they need to know whom their clients are. In the crypto, we call that KYC. KYC simply means know your client or knowing your client. So a KYC needs to be done. And how is a KYC being done? Let's say in an exchange like Binance. First of all, they need a legitimate identity, which always most of the time is either your resident permit, depending on the country you're in, or your international passport. Now they need a scanned copy of your international passport, and also they need you to hold the passport and also take a picture, making sure that you are the real person who owns the passport. That is what a KYC simply means. So it's something you need to go through this process before you are then verified. Then you have access to certain or you have access to majority product or whatever they offer on the platform. Because if you are not registered, you are limited on running certain transactions on Binance. I'm using Binance.com as an example. So now we go to what that is what a centralized exchange simply means. And what are the jobs of a centralized exchange also? In a centralized exchange, which Binance is also a case study here. Furthermore, when we get into the next course, I'll be giving videos and examples of how how um, how a centralized exchange actually works, because I'll be practicalizing them with a video, with showing a video. I am doing this at the moment. This is just like a theoretical explanation of welcoming you and understanding how crypto works. Even someone who has no idea can literally listen to this and understand in a way what I'm talking about. But in our trading course, I'll be doing practical examples, which you're going to be seeing once we'll get to that stage. So, on the centralized exchanges, things that are being done on the centralized exchanges is you send cryptos from one wallet address to another wallet address. If it's on at the same exchange, let's say you're sending someone Bitcoin who is also using a Binance, you sending your BTC from one wallet under Binance to another address on the Binance is literally free. It's a free. Such transactions are free. You don't need to pay any money. And let's say, for instance, you wanna like convert your coin to a certain coin. Let's say you have a stable coin, which is like a USDT. We'll get to that stage in this part where I explained about that also. I'm just trying to explain what really happens in an exchange. So let's say, for instance, you want to exchange Ethereum for BTC, like you want to convert. The exchange offers you this opportunity to do that for free. Also, you're not going to be paying money, and not like the decentralized exchange. So, uh, in everything or in all, in order to like in order for us to conclude this, what essential exchange is, the only part that essential exchange simply means that it's being controlled. In a central exchange, it's being controlled by a group of people, by a person. It's owned and being controlled by a group of people, and this group of people who control this tend to adhere to the laws given to them by the country at which they've registered the company under. Let's say, for instance, a Binance that is being registered in Kenya. Uh, the government of Kenya can give, or the government of the UK can give Binance and the code of conduct at which they are supposed to run their transactions, or this is the procedures of how things are meant to be done, just like a mode of operation. If you go against this, there's a penalty. So that is what a centralized exchange simply means. But a decentralized exchange does just exactly the way a centralized exchange is. It does almost the same thing a centralized exchange does. An example of a decentralized exchange is like Uniswap or PancakeSwap. These are decentralized exchanges and decentralized wallets. You understand? Decentralized exchanges. And how does a decentralized exchange work? Like it says here, decentralized crypto exchanges are blockchain-based apps that coordinate large-scale trading or crypto assets between many users. They do not entirely they do not they do that entirely through automated algorithms instead of conventional approach of acting as financial intermediary between buyers and sellers. That is just what a decentralized exchange is. For a decentralized exchange or a decentralized wallet, you do not need the procedure to get it is not through a KYC. If you understand, just like for the centralized part, you can own a decentralized wallet without them even knowing who you are. And the advantage of it is you're not controlled. You don't have limitations to what transaction you can carry out on a daily basis. It is decentralized. That is what it simply means. It's owned. Yeah, it's owned by no one. It's owned by all and owned by no one. It's owned by everyone and owned by no one. So, for a decentralized exchange, you don't need your in this case signing up. You don't need, what is it called? You don't need to give them your ID or your passport to get yourself registered on decentralized exchanges. All you need to do is all they need to do is you need to like own a wallet which is decentralized. One of the wallets, like example of owning a decentralized wallet is like um, 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 MetaMask is it's a decentralized wallet which is connected to an exchange. Uniswap is a decentralized wallet also which is connected to not Uniswap, MetaMask, and Trust Wallet precisely. Sorry about that. MetaMask and Trust Wallet. These are like two major notable known decentralized wallets which are linked to an exchange. So how does it work? If you're to sign up for a MetaMask, you sign up with an email, and after you're done with an email, there's what you call a seed phrase, a seed question or a seed phrase. It's words, 12 words that are randomly picked. Let's say, for instance, I heard, what have you. So this is what will be given to you, and you need to keep them safe. It's called a seed phrase. But I'll be explaining in details when we get into the trading part of this course where I'll be doing practical example to what we are talking about. This is just a basic knowledge, so you know what you're trying to get into and how it works. So you have a MetaMask, which is a wallet, and in a MetaMask wallet, all you need to do is once you are able to secure your seed phrase, which is going to be offered to you by the system, you need to keep it safe because with that, you can be able to access your wallet anytime, any day, anywhere you are in the world. But if you lose your seed phrase, for instance, and you have money on your wallet, forget about your money. That is just the disadvantage about it. Forget about your money if you lose your seed phrase. That is how it works. So I think I've been able to explain a little bit about decentralized exchanges and centralized exchanges. As we go further and we get into the trading part of this course, there I will be doing practical examples and you can see what I'm talking about. So the next thing we want to talk about is also the types of crypto wallets. We have two types of crypto wallet. We have the cold wallet and we have the hot wallet. The simplest description of a cold wallet is a wallet that is not connected to the internet, uh, and therefore stands far lesser risk of being compromised. The wallet can also be referred to as offline wallet or hardware wallet. So that it simply means because let's say for instance, uh, the exchanges I mentioned earlier, the exchanges I mentioned earlier, like the centralized exchange that offers you a wallet. Let's say, for instance, one of the developers in those exchanges decides to play smart, and maybe there's a loophole in the website. He decides to play smart with the loophole and tries to hack and takes away people money and tend to take away people's money on the platform. Let's say, for instance, you saved in such situation and you've saved, let's say, most of your coin on these apps. You realize if your wallet is among if your wallet address fall in that position whereby it was among those that were hacked, you end up losing your crypto, and which is not so good. But it doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. That is what you need to understand. That is, I'm trying to explain the advantage of cold wallet. But in the place of cold wallet is like a flash whereby you can save all your crypto on it. Once you save your crypto on it, then if you save your crypto on it, automatically you, as long as and also a code wallet also acts as a decentralized wallet also, which is a decentralized wallet or a decentralized exchange wallet or so whatever also, because once you own a code wallet, you also need there's a seed phrase, a phrase that is given to you which you must not lose, because if you lose it, let's say for instance, because the code wallet comes in form of a flash, and let's say you go on a trip or you get traveled or you get waylaid or you get you tend to meet armed robbers on the way or something, and you get robbed, and if you get robbed and you lose that code wallet, which is a hardware wallet, you don't need to be scared if you've saved your seed phrase in a secure place. All you need to do is get a new code wallet, impute the same information, the same seed phrase information on the new wallet, and automatically all your fund that was stolen from the other wallet would come back to this one. That is how it works to the new code wallet. So that is the advantage of owning a code wallet. It's like you are your own personal bank. You get, you don't need anyone or you don't need anybody to detect how you withdraw, the limit of crypto you withdraw, or how you want to use it. So that is one advantage of a cold wallet. Then the hot wallet, which also refers to like a virtual currency wallet that is accessible online, and it facilitates cryptocurrency transaction between the owner and the end users. A collection of private keys stored on a program connected to the internet used to store send currency such as Bitcoin and whatever. So, a hot wallet is a wallet that is attached to like either a centralized or a decentralized exchange. So, in this case, MetaMask, it's like a hot wallet. Your wallet address on the Binance is like a hot wallet. It is not a cold wallet, which I simply mean if there's any form of a hack or if there's any form of a loophole or and someone gets access to this your wallet, that means your money is gone. That is one part about a hot wallet. It can be accessible if it can be accessible once if it gets into the wrong hand or the wrong person try to play a fast one on it. But in a cold wallet, which is just in the shape of a flash, you can literally hide it from the eyes of no one. You can even go put it in the safe in the bank and no one has access to it. But that's just by the way, because I'm just giving an example. So that is the difference between a cold and a hot wallet. A hot wallet is an online wallet that is connected to a platform. Why a cold wallet is a wallet that is not connected to any platform. It is just on its own. It is only connected to a platform when you plug it in on a computer. And that is just how it is. It's like when you save something on your flash drive. Literally, whatever you saved on your flash drive, if you've not saved it on the computer, it's still going to be on the flash drive. You can only see it when you place the flash drive in a USB port, either on a computer. If it's a movie, you can put it in your wireless TV for you to see what is on the flash. So that is how the code wallet is. It's been saved on it. You cannot see it until you connect it to to a computer, which is then linked to a wallet or a platform where you can have access to whatever you've saved on it. So that is the typical example of a cold and a hot wallet. So now the number one question we're going down gradually to to the next level, which is what is Bitcoin. A lot of people ask Bitcoin, Bitcoin. The order of the day, everyone is saying, I've heard a lot of things about Bitcoin, people calling it scam, people saying all sort of things. But I just want to tell you one thing. Um, if you still think Bitcoin is a scam, that means you don't know anything. And the fact that yes, people consider to call it a scam, I wouldn't blame them. Also, I blame whoever sold the idea of crypto and Bitcoin to them. Maybe whoever sold those ideas sold you a get rich quick scheme idea, but and that is the reason why when you got in, you were expecting a fast, either you were expecting a fast return, or someone told you, let me trade for you. And another thing also you should have in mind is never ever give anyone money to trade for you. Never give anyone money to do anything for you that has to do with trading in the crypto space. The only thing, if you're to pay for anything in the crypto space, please always look at it. Pay for knowledge. Pay for something and learn. Pay either to get a signal or whatever, not to pay and let someone use your money and gamble and play and scam you. And tomorrow, once you don't get your money back or something, you say crypto and Bitcoin is a scam. No, that notion is not right. So let's then go back to our discussion, which is what is Bitcoin? And Bitcoin is a decentralized digital. What is Bitcoin and when Bitcoin was created and everything about it? So, as we so when you hear people saying what is Bitcoin, like I say, Bitcoin is a decentralized currency created in January 29, 2009. It follows the ideas set out in a white paper by the mysterious pseudonymous Satoshi Nakamoto. That is the name that have been presented by the person who created Bitcoin. We don't know if Satoshi Nakamoto is a woman. We don't know if Satoshi Nakamoto is a man. We don't know if Satoshi Nakamoto is a group of people, but we all know Satoshi Nakamoto. The identity of the person who created the technology is still a mystery. Bitcoin offers the promise of lower transaction fees and traditional online payment mechanism. And unlike government issued currencies, it is operated by decentralized authority. Bitcoin is known as a type of cryptocurrency because it uses cryptography to keep it secure. There are no physical bitcoins, only balances kept on a public ledger that everyone has transparent access to. Although each record is encrypted, all Bitcoin transactions are verified by a massive amount of computing power via a process known as mining. Bitcoin is not issued or backed by any government or banks, nor is a individual is nor is an individual Bitcoin available as a commodity. not an individual, I mean to say. Bitcoin valuable as a commodity despite it not being a legal tender in most part of the world. Bitcoin is very popular and has triggered the launch of hundreds of other cryptocurrencies, collectively referred to as altcoins. Bitcoin is commonly abbreviated as BTC when traded. This is just a little hint or a little introduction to what Bitcoin is all about and everything about Bitcoin. Now we further go on to what Bitcoin halving means because a lot of people hear Bitcoin, but they don't actually know what is behind the creation of Bitcoin, how the process, how Bitcoin is being mined, how do we like. You just know Bitcoin. A lot of people just know Bitcoin, but other attributes below Bitcoins, people tend not to talk about it or know about it. But at least it's very important for you to have an ideology of whatever you're doing. So we go ahead now to talk about what Bitcoin halving is. Bitcoin halving induces inflation in the cryptocurrency price by reducing the number of Bitcoin in circulation, increasing demand of Bitcoins, and also an increasing demands of Bitcoin. Halving has implications for all stakeholders within Bitcoin's ecosystem. Bitcoin halving can also be described as an event when the reward of mining Bitcoin transaction is cut in half. This event also cuts in the half Bitcoin inflation rate and the rate at which new Bitcoins enter the circulation. Previous halving have correlated with intense boom and bust cycles that have ended with higher prices than prior to the event. The last Bitcoin halving, sorry, the last Bitcoin halving happened in May of 2020, May 11, around 3 p.m. EST time, resulting in a block reward of 6.25 BTC and gave room for all-time high of Bitcoin price in 2021. So what he's trying to say is Bitcoin halving is just a means at which uh, for those who mine Bitcoin, their payments are being reduced. Number one, it's a means of moderating how Bitcoin is being circulated, creating a form of scarcity. And you know when a thing is scarce, just like because cryptocurrency and trading cryptocurrency is all about demand and supply. So once the demand of a product or demand of a crypto is a bit limited, once the demand is a bit limited, the price goes down. But once the demand is high, the price, you know what happened. So it's all about demand and supply. So once there is scarcity, there is high value. But when there is no scarcity, there is no value. So we further go ahead to talk about what altcoin means. So with these few examples, I'm very sure you must understand or you're able to understand what Bitcoin and what Bitcoin, everyone is talking about it. You understand what it means. So we further ahead to go what is altcoin or alternative coin. In this situation, altcoins, as it says, are cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. They share characteristics with Bitcoin, but are also different in other ways. For example, some altcoins use different consensus mechanism to produce blocks of validate transaction, or they distinguish themselves from Bitcoin by providing new additional capabilities, such as smart contracts or low price volatility. Most altcoin price movements tend to mimic Bitcoin's trajectory. However, analysts say the majority of cryptocurrency investing ecosystem and the development of new markets for these coins will make price movement for altcoins independent of Bitcoin's trading signals. So what this is trying to explain to you here is Bitcoin is what determines the prices of other altcoins or other cryptocurrencies, which are considered to be altcoins in the market. A situation where the price of Bitcoin is going high, you see, let's say Bitcoin makes a 5% move or 10% move to the upside. You see crypto coins, other altcoins, making even times 10, maybe they can go 20% or 50% that same direction to the upside. But if Bitcoin tends to retrace and goes on a 10 or 5% move to the downside backward, Those same coins that went 20% can easily lose 15% or even 25 or 30% to the downside also. So that is what this is trying to explain here, what altcoin is and how Bitcoin is also the pioneer that is moving the market in whichever direction. But as it says here, if you read this last part here, which says analysts says the maturity of cryptocurrency investing ecosystem and the development of new markets for these coins will make price movements for altcoins independent of Bitcoin trading signals. What he's trying to explain here is in the long run, as more adoption rate increases, more people tend to know what Bitcoin is and what cryptocurrency is, that Bitcoin will no longer be determinant. The price of Bitcoin will no longer be determinant for other altcoins. So if Bitcoin like it goes up, if it like it comes down, it does not affect other altcoins. Not like the current market which we are trading in at the moment, whereby if the price of Bitcoin goes up, majority of the coin also goes up. If the price of Bitcoin comes down, majority of the coin comes down. So that is what this place is trying to explain here, this highlighted spot. So we go to understand types of altcoins. Depending on their functionalities and consensus mechanism, altcoins comes in different flavors and categories. And also alt is just a short form for alternative. Altcoin simply means alternative coin. So here's a brief summary of some of the most important ones. Mining-based altcoins. We have mining-based altcoins. As the name indicates, mining-based altcoins are mined into existence. Some mining-based altcoins use POW, which is also known as proof of work. I'll be explaining what proof of work is down as we go ahead in this video. A method by which systems generate new coins by solving difficult problems to create blocks. So this mining system is the way Bitcoin also derives or generates its own coin via mining, solving mathematical problem. Examples of mining based on Litecoins, Monero, Zcash. Most of the top altcoins in the early 2020 fell into the mining based category. The alternative to mining based altcoin is pre-mined and often part of the initial coin offering ICOs. Such coins are not produced through an algorithm, but are distributed before they are listed in cryptocurrency market. One example of a pre-mined coin is Ripple, which is XRP, which it's a very good project one should look into for the long term if you want to invest at the moment. But we go to the next type of coin. Mining base, we've at least gotten an idea, a type of the altcoin that are being mined, just the way we mine Bitcoin. But not all altcoins are mined. Some are in the mined category, while some are not in the mined category. You understand? So we go on to the next type of coin, which is called stablecoin. So stablecoin here, cryptocurrency trading and use have been volatile, has been marked by volatile since the launch. Stablecoin aim to reduce the overall volatility by pegging their value to a basket of goods, such as fiat. Fiat simply means regular money, like dollar, the pounds, yeah, regular money which are a bit stable. Their volatility are not that much. And currencies, precious metals and other cryptocurrencies. The basket is meant to act as a reserve to redeem holders if the cryptocurrency fails or faces problem. Price fluctuations for stablecoins are not meant to exceed a narrow range. Notable stablecoins include Tether USDT, Maker's DAO DAI, Binance USD, Binance USD, which is BUSD, and USDC, which is USD coin. So what stablecoin simply means is because, for instance, you see the way um, it's not a new thing to each and every one of us here, but at least for those who don't understand, trading crypto, the crypto market is highly volatile. It's lucrative, but also highly volatile. So in a situation whereby I'll give a typical example. Let's say in a situation you buy a coin for like $1, and once the coin you bought at $1, and the coin was able to make like 100 or 300% interest, which is very possible, which means the coin went from $1 to $3 or $1 to $4 thereabout. If it's 100% is $2, 300% is $3 like that. Let's say a coin makes such a move to the upside with such percent, and you're scared, or with your analysis or with the signals coming from your group or however you're trading, you tend to realize that the price of this coin is bound to go down, or is bound to, like, it's bound to go down from the current price it is. What do you do? That is when stablecoin steps in to help you. You convert that set coin which you have that has appreciated by 200-300%, you convert it to a stable coin. So once you convert it to a stable coin, and let's say for instance, or as your prediction will have it, the coin that has made over 300% loses 100% and gone back to like, and lost 100% from the 300%, which means you've not been affected by such a slash or such a downward turn that has happened to such a coin. Now you have your money, you have the value of your coin with the 300% that it has been converted to. What is the next thing you do? Then if you still think the market, because based on the fact that crypto market is highly volatile, so do price in the crypto market fluctuate a lot. So if your analysis tells you, okay, that coin, which has lost 100% of its value, we see it's going to go back up. You can buy it now. And let's say, for instance, you bought the coin with $100, and each of that coin was for $1, which is 100 by 10. You understand? So, which means your $100, if it has gone by 300%, would be 300%, would be $300. And if the coin decides to, and you sold it at $300 before the price of the coin crashed to make, let's say, $150 to 1.5, $1.50. Now, if you're to buy the same coin again with that $300, you're not going to get, now you'll be getting more quantity of that coin because you sold when it was at an appreciated price. So that is what stablecoin helps you do. Stablecoin helps you escape the market volatility so that you don't go at a loss. So that is what stablecoins implement. Now we go to meme coins. What is meme coin? As their name suggests, meme coins are inspired by a joke or a silly take on other well-known cryptocurrency. They typically gain popularity in a short period of time, often hyped online by prominent crypto influencers and retail investors attempting to exploit short gem gains. So, meme coin simply means crypto coins whereby you get in for short terms, like for short term gains, because in the crypto space we have real projects and we have projects that are not there for long, for a long term. Just like in our day-to-day life, most of us grew up knowing certain big companies, but those companies are no longer in existence today, while some of those companies which we know while we were kids are still in existence till date. So that is just it. So the ones who lost, most of those companies that were popular at some point, who that are no longer in the market today, maybe lost that position due to bad management, recession, or what have you. So that is also applicable to cryptos also. So meme coins, most meme coins, I'm not saying all meme coins, most meme coins tend to fall into such categories. They are not, most of them are not projects that you hold for long term. But these days we've seen meme coins doing great things, transitioning from being a meme coin to doing to adding more value into the crypto space, to solving problems which will drive the demand of their coin high in the crypto space. So that is what is happening. We've seen a lot of transitioning happening these days. So, like for example, of what happened, like a meme coin example that happened. Let's say, for instance, for example, Tesla Incorporated, the CEO of Tesla, which is Elon Musk, who is a crypto enthusiast, regularly posts cryptic tweets about leading meme coins, such as Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. Dogecoin, not Dogecoin, and Shiba Inu, which often substantially moves the price of, which, like, he made that as at last year, Elon Musk did something which was surprising and astonishing. Like, just like the example I gave here, he made some cryptic tweets about Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, and those tweets really made the price of this coin skyrocket beyond miserable. Like, beyond, on the people were surprised that such could happen. You understand? Like, people literally turned their $100 investment that owned Shiba Inu and turned $100 to almost two, three, $4,000 last year before it finally dumped again, and maybe it's recovering now because I don't own any Shiba Inu. Neither do I. Yeah, I had Dodge at some point, but I sold my Dodge. So, which often substantially moves the price. So, based on what I explained in October 2021, Shiba, which is Shiba Inu, surged 91% in a 24-hour period after Elon Musk tweeted a picture of his pet Floki, the Shiba Inu puppy on a Tesla, because the emblem on a Shiba Inu coin is a dog, and that dog, I think the dog Elon Musk posted tend to be the same breed, the same kind of breed, which is the emblem of the Shiba Inu coin. And many refer to the sharp run up in this particular altcoin during April and May 20 as meme coin season. Yeah, this was like equivalent about this time last year, with hundreds of these cryptocurrency posting enormous percentage gains based on pure speculation. So, example of a meme coin, like I said, Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, and the list is endless. So we go to like the most usable coin which we all use, which are called utility token. Utility tokens are used to provide services within a network. For example, they might be used to purchase services, pay network fees, or redeem rewards. Utility tokens do not pay out dividend or part with an ownership stake. With an ownership stake, Filecoin, which is used to purchase storage space on a network, is an example of a utility token. So, example of utility token are Filecoin, Coin, Golem, Basic Attention Token, which is also known as BAT. In this example, what I'm trying to say is, just like the name implies, utility tokens. Utility tokens are tokens that are solving problems that are user friendly, which you can use on a day to day, purpose. That is what utility token is all about. It's something that is usable, something that is relatable, not created out of the blues. These are coins that have, just for instance, XRP, for instance, is created to solve sending money from place. Like, you can use it as a form of a medium of payment. It has a problem where it's solving. While like I cannot just come start listing what what most of those coin that are utility based, what they mean. But at the end of the day, as you tend to read more and to learn more about crypto, put more interest, I'm very sure and certain you will tend to understand more about utility tokens and types of utility tokens that we have and what they tend to solve in the crypto ecosystem. So we go ahead to what difference between a coin and a token is, because people tend to mistake a coin and a token. But in this situation, I'm gonna like try as much as possible to show you the difference and explain to you what a coin and a token simply means. So a coin is defined by the following characteristics. So these are how you're able to know a coin from a token. A coin operates on its own blockchain. A blockchain keeps track of all transactions that involve its native crypto coin. When you pay someone with Ethereum, the receipt goes to Ethereum blockchain. If the same person pays you back later with Bitcoin, the receipt goes to Bitcoin blockchain. Each transaction is protected by encryption and is accessible by any member of the network. That is one of the characteristics of a coin. Acts as money. Bitcoin was created for the sole purpose of replacing traditional money. The paradoxical appeal of transparency and anonymity inspired the creation of other coins, including Ethereum, which stands for ETH, or Neo, or Litecoin. So we go ahead to say you can purchase merchandise, services from any major corporations today using crypto coins. Bitcoin has recently become an official currency of El Salvador, which is a small country in South America, alongside the US dollar. And also some like at some point, which was some point last year, Elon Musk was receiving Bitcoin. Elon Musk was receiving Bitcoin to make his Elon Musk was using Bitcoin to for his for the so Elon Musk was using Bitcoin for people to buy his Tesla cars at some point last year, before he stopped it. reason for saying Bitcoin was being mined with an unclean energy, and Tesla is all about clean energy and keeping the environment clean. So back to what as we are saying, it acts as a money which include like Ethereum, Neo. You can particularly purchase. So Elon Musk at some point, Bitcoin was used as a means of payment, buying cars, which also led to an all-time high for Bitcoin. As at that point, before it was stopped, it was halted. But he didn't say they won't go back to that. But there are other organizations. There are certain countries you go to, whereby you can literally go into a coffee shop. You can literally buy things and pay with Bitcoin or pay with a USDT. Like it's happening. Most companies these days, if you don't have cash, pay them in crypto, no problem. That is what is happening currently in these current days. Now, so coin can be mined. You can earn a crypto coin. We go like we take the number three. Can be mined. Like coin can be mined. You can earn crypto coins in two ways. One is through traditional mining, which is a proof of work system. Bitcoin hunters employ this method to boost their earnings. The problem with this is that there aren't that many bitcoins left to mine. So this process becomes more arduous every day, which becomes more difficult because we just have 21 million bitcoin, which is meant to be in circulation. And so far, so good. 19 million is in circulation. So we have about 2 million left. The other method is also is proof of stake, which which is like the more modern approach. And talking about mining, before I go to the proof of stake, we'll talk more about mining down in the video, and like as we move forward in the video. So we go to the other method of proof of stake, which is more modern approach to earning coins. It's lighter on energy consumption and easier to do. Cardano is one of the biggest coin that has adopted this system. Okay, it's one of my favorite coin also at the end of the day. So now let's compare it now to token. When it comes to token, unlike coin, tokens do not have their own blockchain. Instead, they operate on other blockchain coins. If you understand what that means, like uh, let me explain to you as a franchise. You understand? It's like a franchise or having a distributorship, right? You don't own the product, but you're able to transact with that name of that product. I'm gonna use McDonald's for instance, or most of these big eateries we have out here. People who own them in most of these countries where they are located, apart from their parent country uh, where they were founded, you realize that it's they're only using a means of franchise. So in the crypto space, that is how it is. You have a parent company or you have a house that houses anything you do. It doesn't. You don't need to like you in a more simpler note, it's just you being able to transact business, but under but you're not using your own blueprint to run it. A blueprint has been accorded to you, has been created for you to use. You get. So that is how that is what this place simply means. Unlike tokens do not have their own blockchain. They operate instead, they operate on other crypto coins, blockchains such as Ethereum. Some of the most commonly used tokens on Ethereum include Basic Attention Token, BNT, which is BAT, BNT, Tether, USDT, and various stable coins such as and various we have Tether and we have USDT. Various stable coins such as USDC, BUSD, and USDT. All these coins are built on the Ethereum blockchain, which simply means without Ethereum a blockchain as it stands, these coins are useless. They cannot these tokens, not coins, those tokens cannot literally solve any issue or they are meaningless and useless. So if so we go back to this part which says if crypto transactions are handled by blockchains, then tokens rely on smart contracts. They are an array of codes that facilitate trades or payments between users. Each blockchain uses its smart contract. For example, Ethereum uses ERC20, Neo uses NAP5, which is a smart contract. a blockchain smart contract which they use to operate. Just like a typical example on that is most telecommunications now are no longer running on a 4G network. Everyone is migrating to 5G. But there were points whereby we are using 3G. From there, we migrated to 4G. From 4G, now we're on 5G. And we don't know when we're getting into 6G or if we're already there yet. So that is what this simply means. The blockchain network on which they tend to operate on, which is Ethereum uses ERC20. So when a token is spent, it it physically when it's spent, it physically moves from one place to another. A great example of this is trading NFTs, non-fungible tokens. This we're not going to go into details into it, but as we proceed in the future videos I'll be bringing out, I'll be explaining in details all about NFTs and non-fungible tokens. They are or they are one of a kind items. So a change in ownership must be manually handled. NFTs can carry only sentimental or artistic value. So in a way, they are similar utility tokens, except you can't oblige any service. This is different from coins because crypto coins do not move around. Only account balances change. When you transfer money from your bank to someone else's, your money does not go anywhere. The bank changed the balance of both accounts and kept the fees. The same thing happens with blockchain. The balance is in your wallet changes and the transaction notes that. That is just what happens. Another notable difference between tokens and coin is what they represent. While crypto coins are especially digital versions of money, tokens stand for assets or deeds. You can buy tokens with coins, but some tokens can carry more value than any of them. Yeah, you can buy a token with coin, but some tokens can carry more value. It simply means the value of a token can be more expensive than the value of a coin. But that doesn't mean a token is a token and a coin is a coin. For example, a company's share. However, since there are usually restrictions to where you can spend a token, it doesn't have the liquidity a coin offers. Simply put, a token represents what you own, while a coin denotes what you are capable of owning. On a broader scale on a broader scale of things, tokens existed long before cryptocurrency was a thing. Even today, it has very little to do with crypto at all. Everyone, like for example, back in the early days before the invention of crypto, everyone has used a token at least once in their life. That dinner for two vouchers you got in the mall or in the mail is a token. Your car title is a token. When you sell your car, you transfer the value of the title deed to someone else. However, you can't go to Microsoft and buy a computer with that title or dinner voucher. No, you can't. So it simply means we are used to token before it became a thing in the crypto ecosystem. Another interesting thing about token is how easy it is to create one. Some networks like Ethereum provide templates, just like I said, a blueprint, which is also known, you can also use a template where you can brand your token and start trading. This makes it so anyone with little or no technical knowledge can become a market maker. You will find high density of this type of activity on decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap, PancakeSwap, PooCoin app. All these apps are places whereby you see uh, templates that have been created by either Binance or by Ethereum. People use their templates to create their own tokens on this platform to transact. So as we forge ahead, we're going to be talking, like I said, I'll be explaining more about Bitcoin mining and mining generally, proof of work and proof of stake with smart contracts. So at least this is going to give you fundamental knowledge when people are talking about Bitcoin mining and mining in the crypto space. I think I talked about it a little earlier, but maybe now I'll go a little bit in details. Like it says here, mining is the process by which Bitcoin is released into circulation. Um, Bitcoin is released into circulation. Generally, mining requires solving computational difficult puzzles to discover a new block, which is added to the blockchain. So there are it requires you solving mathematical issues or solve puzzles, but you're not going to do it yourself. there are special computers that has been programmed to be able to solve it. So, and I think I, as a person, I wouldn't even advise anyone to go into mining because it's very, it's time consuming and it requires a lot of electricity because you need to buy a lot of gadgets. So, let people who've built a niche around it, who have been able to build um, who have been able to develop themselves around that area do the mining. Better you do more of the trading and investing. But at the end of the day, no knowledge is a waste. You just need to know about it. So Bitcoin mining adds and verifies transaction record across the network. Miners are rewarded with some Bitcoin. So because you've been able to help create one Bitcoin or be able to make sure a Bitcoin was released into circulation via mining, at the end of people who the miners who tend to mine this are rewarded with are rewarded at the end of are rewarded with some Bitcoin or whatever coin you've mined. So it further went to say the reward is halved every 210,000 blocks. The blocks reward was 50 new Bitcoins in 2009 when Bitcoin was invented. On May 11, 2020, the third halving Bitcoin occurred, bringing the reward to of for each block discovery down to about 6.25 bitcoins, and the value of that 6.25 bitcoin asset May 11, 2020, I think was about, I wouldn't want to give such analysis. 1 minute, let me see. The price of bitcoin as at May 2020. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. So let me check the price of Bitcoin. But I think then Bitcoin was about within that $8,000 to $9,000 for one Bitcoin, thereabout. But I just don't want to give a speculative. I don't want to just speculate without being sure. It's not. It's not something nice to do. No, I think I'll get it here. Let me use this. Let me use this. 1 minute. You go to CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap will help us with this, and my internet is slow. My internet is slow. So yeah, this is CoinMarketCap. Now we go to BTC. So like as the explanation was going, back in May of 2020, which was somewhere around here, 3 January, May is 5th. The price of Bitcoin was as at 5th of May last year, was for like, let's say, $9,000. That was here in May 2020. So it simply tells you how what the price of the market was as at May 2020. And from that May 2020 to like a year later in 2021, the price of Bitcoin went from that from the price of Bitcoin went from 9,000, which is around here, from around here to, let's say, okay, 1 year later, uh, here, which is around here, went to almost 54. $100,000. Can you imagine what a growth in a span of 1 year? So that is how lucrative. Back to our discussion, not just Bitcoin alone. Bitcoin, yes, can be very lucrative if you look at it in the span of 1 year, and other cryptocurrencies. So many cryptos did insane gains just in a period of 1 year. For instance, like Solana. Solana went from like $2 to almost $200 in a span of 9 months. So the fact that crypto trading cryptocurrency is volatile. In the midst of that volatility, that is how lucrative it is. So back to where we are after checking the price of Bitcoin. Now we go by saying I further want to state that a variety of hardware can be used to mine Bitcoin. However, some yield higher rewards than others. Certain computer chips called Application Specified Integrated Circuit, which is ASICs, and more advanced processing units such as the graphic processing unit GPUs can achieve more rewards when you're using them to mine Bitcoin. These elaborate mining processors are known as mining rigs. One Bitcoin is divisible to 8 decimal places, which is 100 millions of one Bitcoin, and the smallest unit is referred to as Satoshi. Just like the way we refer to a dollar, the smallest unit of a dollar is referred to as cents. So we further go on to talk about proof of works, what proof of work is, and how proof of work is being used in the crypto space. Proof of work, as it's stated here, it's a proof of work, as it is stated here, can be said to be a proof of work is a decentralized consensus co- uh, mechanism that requires members of a network to expand effort solving an arbitrary mathematical puzzle to prevent anybody from gaming the system. Gaming the system simply means manipulating the system. It is used widely in cryptocurrency mining for validating transactions and mining new tokens. Due to proof of work, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency transactions can be processed peer to peer in a secure manner without the need for a trusted third party. But it requires huge amounts of energy, like I explained earlier, which only increases as more miners which only increases as more miners join the network and high energy consumption too. So proof of work simply means I think I said this earlier. It just simply means a way of uh, is the way of creating new Bitcoin that has already been made by solving mathematical issue using strong computers that can do handle this work. And with coming with these computers or these computers requires a lot of power, and which is kind of expensive. So, like I always say, for people who have the money to mine. If you don't have the money to mine, just don't look at that direction. Do more of investing and more of trading. So we go to the next part, which is proof of stake. Proof of stake, which is like the new method at which is the new method in which we're going to be seeing most cryptocurrency now. And Ethereum is adopting it so hugely because in the next couple of months or within this year, Ethereum is going to be shifting from proof of work to proof of stake, which simply means people with high stakes on Ethereum would be the one providing the liquidity and what is needed for the transaction to be run, not by a miner, not by the normal mining, the proof of work mining, but proof of stake. And proof of stake can also, with the adoption of proof of stake in the Ethereum blockchain network, it might see a lot of gas fees, the high gas fees reducing drastically, and also we might see some Ethereum being burned out in the long run, and which might also from my own perspective, might raise the price of Ethereum in the long run if they fully adopt proof of stake. So, furthermore, let's go and see what it's saying here. Proof of stake is a cryptocurrency consensus mechanism for processing transactions and creating new blocks in a blockchain. A consensus mechanism is a method for validating entries into a distributed database and keeping the database secure. In the case of cryptocurrency, the database is called a blockchain. So the consensus mechanism secures the blockchain. Proof of stake reduces the amount of computational work needed to verify blocks and transactions that keep the blockchain and thus a cryptocurrency secure. A proof of stake changes the way blocks are verified. Using machines of coin owners, the owners offer their coins as a collateral, which I said collateral for the chance to validate blocks. Coin owners with staked coins become validators, like in the case of Ethereum now, that is trying to go into proof of stake fully later this year. You need to like stake about 32 Ethereum, which that is quite a lot. If you're to calculate the price of Ethereum at the moment, which is about 3,000 something dollars by 32, so that is what is going to make you. A kind of a validator on the Ethereum blockchain. So validators are selected randomly to mine or validate the block. This system randomizes who gets to mine rather than using a competition-based mechanism, just like the proof of work. So, like I said, proof of stake is an advanced and a less how do I, a less stressed way at which new cryptocurrencies can be mined or can be released into the ecosystem, into the whichever ecosystem that is practicing a proof of stake. And it also helps. It gives it gives a greener it gives a greener environment because now you do not need much power, which most of these powers are gotten through different means, which are not clean and reusable energy. But with proof of stake, that part will be out of it. So as we go, proof of stake versus proof of works. This is just, in a nutshell, the difference. Proof of stake uses randomly selected miners to validate transactions, while proof of work uses competitive validation method to confirm transactions and new blocks to the blockchain. So there is less stress and easy access, easy mode at which new crypto coins can be released into the ecosystem in using a proof of stake method. But the proof of work, it's simply a whole lot of work and very expensive because it's like a rat race system. The fastest computer is the one that tend to mine the newest coin that is released into an ecosystem, be it Bitcoin or be it Ethereum. But the proof of stake is much better than that. So now we go ahead to talk about what smart contract is. A smart contract is a self-executing contract with the terms of agreement between buyer and seller being directly written into lines of code. The code and the agreement contained therein exist across the distributed decentralized blockchain network. The code controls the execution and transactions are trackable and irreversible. Smart contracts permit trusted transactions and agreements to be carried out among disparate anonymous parties without the need of a central authority, legal system, or external enforcement mechanism. So, what it's trying to say here is smart contracts is a system whereby I can send I can send a crypto coin from point A to point B without the help of without the help of a third party, just like an exchange. I can literally send it because a smart contract has been made to execute that transaction automatically, which has been said. So this reduces this reduces kind of how do I put it? It reduces what happens in a day-to-day lifestyle. It reduces the manipulation. This reduces manipulation. It's more of a straightforward way of sending um, crypto assets from one point to another without any form of manipulation and without a third party knowing what you're doing. So that is what it reduces manipulation and increases more of privacy and discreteness in smart contract. So it further went to say smart contracts are self-executing lines of code with the terms of an agreement between buyer and seller, automatically verified and executed via computer network, which I said. Smart contract is also computerized transaction protocols that execute terms of contracts. So smart contracts deployed to blockchain render the transaction traceable, transparent, and irreversible. Yes, which I also talked about it earlier. So this, in short, is just these are like basic what smart contract means. So if you're new to the crypto space and you hear someone talk about contract, once you listen to this or once you have watched this video, you can be able to tell what a smart contract simply means. So we further go on to say how to earn cryptocurrencies, because a lot of people are talking about, okay, these cryptocurrencies, how can one earn them? So if you wanna, the number one way of earning a cryptocurrency is using your fiat currency, which is your day-to-day currency. You can choose to buy a crypto coin using your credit debit card, or bank transfer, or using a peer-to-peer method. We'll be talking about more of peer-to-peer when we get in the further in the video, when we get to the trading part of our video. So these are methods at which you can the way you can buy a crypto, and you can do this on an exchange, either on an exchange, or you're buying through an exchange is a major way which you can get to buy a cryptocurrency. Binance.com is an example of an exchange. Then we go on to say what the mining is another way of earning cryptocurrency, which we've talked about mining earlier. Mining is a great way to get some crypto coins, but it doesn't work for all currencies. A person uses his computer to solve complex mathematical equations that validate blocks of transaction. All the cryptocurrencies are already inside a protocol. They just need to be validated to become available to the market. That is what mining is all about. Because, like I said earlier, um, we have already before when Bitcoin was created, 21 million Bitcoin was what was created, and for any of this Bitcoin to be let out of for any of this Bitcoin to be let out to be circulated into the market, or into the eco the crypto ecosystem, for people to be able to buy and sell and use it to transact, it needs to be mined it needs to be mined. And what does it simply mean? Through solving mathematical equations. So for one to be validated, so it needs to be mined, and the way of it being mined is through solving mathematical problems on the blockchain system, so that it can be validated, so that it will be readily available for the markets to have access to it. Just like the way the central banks of every other country tend to print cash, but now in the case of crypto, it needs to be mined for it to be released out to the market. So the another way of earning crypto is staking. Crypto staking is a process of locking up crypto holdings in order to obtain rewards or earn interest. Cryptocurrencies are built with blockchain technology in which crypto transactions are verified. And the result using data is stored on the blockchain. Staking is another way to describe validating those transactions. That is when it comes to uh, the proof of stake, the proof of the proof of the proof of stake, where we talked about it. That is what it simply means. And let's just put it in a way whereby, in a contemporary way, in a way you can understand. Staking, for instance, just simply means the fixed deposit system that we have in our day-to-day banking system, whereby you go to the bank and say, okay, bank, keep this 1 million for me. I don't have need for it for the next 1 year, and the bank gives you an ROI, return of investment, or an APY, annual percentage yield, of maybe 5, 10, 8%, in which the bank in turn has used that 1 million to make more than that amount of money. That is what staking simply means. But at the end of the day, in the crypto space, staking is much more profitable. There are places where you stake and you get up to 40%, 50%, 80%, depending on which you choose, where on the platform you choose to stake your coin. So another way of making money also, earning cryptocurrency also, is through DeFi yield farming, which we're going to talk about that in the future, in a future video. Yield farming or liquidity mining is a decentralized finance project, come with a reward that resembles the bond market in a way. In most straightforward understanding for this process, yield farming is a method of generating rewards from locking up cryptocurrency. As you lock up in your fund and grant liquidity to a DeFi token, you will get rewards and interest depending on the project. You can get additional tokens beside the yield. Okay, what does this implement? Let's say, for instance, um, you go to an exchange, for example, real exchange, and you tell them, okay, I'm going to give you a $10,000, and I'm going to give you the equivalent of that $10,000 in another currency. Let's say, let's use the Kenyan shillings, because I'm making this video from Kenya. You're saying, I'm going to give you an equivalent of $10,000 in Kenya shillings also. So you're giving them two types of currency, the dollar and the equivalent of the dollar in Kenya shillings. And now you tell them, um, once you've deposited this, then what happens is, anytime someone comes to that bureau de change to convert or to change dollar for shillings, Whenever they give a dollar and a shilling, they add additional money on this. So the additional money that is being getting or being gotten when this exchange is being carried out is automatically yours, while you still have your money with them. So that is what yield farming is. You go, you buy a coin. Let's say you buy like an Ethereum with a USDT or Ethereum to any other coin, and you say, okay, I don't have equivalent of, you buy Ethereum of $1,000 and you buy an equivalent of Ethereum, a USDT of $1,000, and you stake it on a platform. Once you stake it on this platform, automatically you will not have access to it. Let's say you stake it for a month, 2 or 3. So anytime on that platform, on a decentralized exchange, someone comes to change an Ethereum to a USDT, there is a transaction fee which is called the gas fee that is being charged. From that gas fee, because you provided liquidity, a certain percentage is given to you because you provided liquidity on that platform. That is what it's another way yield farming means. And why certain platforms, because you've staked your currency on them, and let's say there's a new crypto or a new token that is there to be released under the Ethereum network, they'll be like, okay, because this person has provided liquidity for us, let's just give him this certain amount of this new coin that is coming out on our platform for free. That is what yield farming is all about. So we go ahead to talk about what airdrop is. Airdrop are a great way of taking advantage of emerging projects. Most projects use airdrop campaigns to gain uh, an initial level of notoriety and create a community around their project. This is an excellent tactic because it helps crypto enthusiasts find out about upcoming projects while you provide them with something of value and token. So, what in exchange, it's further ways to say, in exchange for performing a specific set of tasks, users receive some of the project token. Once the project hits the market, those tokens can be traded for other coin or sold for cash. Some of the most common tasks include, uh, before I start saying most things you need to do for you to get an airdrop, in a common sense, in a layman explanation, what it simply means, airdrop simply means, let's say for instance, you go to the shopping mall, and when you go to the shopping mall and there's a new product, let's say a new yogurt that is getting out in the market. Now, because these people don't have a market base for those yogurt, they go to this shopping mall and ask people who are coming to the shopping mall to have a taste of this yogurt uh, and give their reaction on what they feel and how the yogurt tastes and how they can improve it. So that is a layman explanation of what airdrop means in crypto. But in crypto space now, for you to get these airdrops, let's say you need to, first of all, you need to go to the Telegram or the Twitter handle of this new product, or this new project, because most of these airdrops are being, you get to see them listed either on platforms like CoinGecko, platforms like CoinMarketCap. This, I'm going to be explaining what CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap means in our trading video. So this, you go there and you tend to follow the tasks that have been given. And what are the tasks? You share their post, you sign up on their platform, you complete a form about the project, and maybe you download their app, you follow them on Telegram, or you follow them on Twitter. So after doing all these tasks, they will say, okay, because you've taken your time to do this, okay, take this quantity of token before it is released to the market. So it can be called free money in the real sense. That is what airdrop simply means. It can be called free money. You get it for free by doing a task. And once you get it for free by doing it, but sometimes we have some scam airdrops, whom when you do this task, you tend to link your wallet address, or you copy, they get access to your decentralized wallet address. So you need to be careful out there. You don't just go on any airdrop if it's not been verified, or if it's not been listed on platforms that are very notable, so that you don't find yourself losing funds you have on your wallet in the long run. So another way also of earning cryptocurrency is by gaming, play to earn. And a typical example of that was Axie Infinity that did that. Like I think last year, it was really a thing. Even till date, people tend to play certain games, and when you win, you earn a certain amount, especially a coin like Ethereum. So that is another way of doing it. So this is self-explanatory. It's a process where you play competitive games on certain blockchain website to earn in cryptocurrency. A typical example is Axie Infinity, which is also it's built under the Ethereum blockchain. So you play a game on that Infinity and you get paid either in Ethereum or whatever. But I'm not into the gaming part. But these are just ways you can earn money. You can earn crypto. You can make earn cryptocurrency. There are so many ways to earn crypto. The above list is just a few. What is trading cryptocurrency? So this is just a brief explanation to what trading crypto is and also investing, because I'm not going to go into details that because this is just a basic knowledge of basic knowledge about crypto is what I'm talking about here. But in the further video, the next video will be what that the next video I'll be dishing out will be explaining in details about trading, certain things about trading, and also about investing. So it's one step at a time. So what is trading cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency trading is the act of speculating on cryptocurrency price movements via a trading account, or buying and selling the underlying coin via exchange, be it centralized or decentralized. That is what trading cryptocurrency is all about. What is investing in crypto? Cryptocurrency investment is the act of buying certain crypto asset with a long-term mindset in order to achieve profit. Buy low, sell high. Simple. So I hope you guys in this few 1 hour I've made out taking my time to explain the basic knowledge about crypto is gonna like add more value and more knowledge to you and understanding about the crypto ecosystem and the crypto space. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch and expect more video, educating video about this from me in the future. Thanks a lot and have a lovely day.